Hello, my name is Mitch Arnold, and today I'll be answering 4 interview questions for my portfolio review, task 4.9. The first question is, if you had 2 products and had to ask one question of users to determine which one they preferred, what would you ask? Well, I think I would ask users which product between the two they would potentially recommend to friends and family. I would ask this because I think most people recommend products and services to colleagues, people they're close with, usually because they have found that that product or service is successful in delivering the problem that they were looking for help with. So recommendations go a long way in determining which company or service to use. Um, that's a great form of positive feedback to see how they truly feel about these and how they would actually stake their own credibility to people they know and respect, and attempt to not let those people down. You could also, ask them to conduct a preference test if you had the 2 products side by side, getting a group of roughly 10 participants or so. Ask them simple questions based on the interface, or just in general how the product itself looks. I think those would lead me to discover which product is not only usable but most desirable for a user. The second question is, how do I evaluate a design? In order to evaluate a design, you generally need to first understand the needs of the persona and the people that will potentially be using your product or service, so that you can understand, what they need and how to first solve and evaluate a design based on that information. There's useful tools like card sorts, where you can kind of determine the patterns of logic and how to make information organized to be friendly towards users. You can evaluate a design using usability tests. If you actually have a pretty thorough prototype of your product, you can ensure then that users are able to complete their tasks and fulfill their needs quickly and efficiently using the product. From there, the errors that they come in contact with based on the functionality of the product or service can be evaluated using Nielsen's rating scale, to make sure that the major errors are prioritized. Afterwards, you can also, then begin conducting usability tests as well, evaluate the efficiency of the design based on metrics like learnability, efficiency, if a user can memorize how to use it, and if they're satisfied. Additionally, interview questions. Interviewing a participant based on a design would help evaluate its effectiveness. The data that you could use to validate it is kind of similar in those regards to metrics like learnability, efficiency, how many errors were encountered during testing. That will essentially give you hard qualitative data on whether or not it was successful. Then additionally, the last question is, are there usability methods, testing methods that I've already had experience in? And yes, generative research methods like interviews, open card sorts, to kind of start to identify pain points or friction that users might come across. I recently started doing usability tests for the first time, mostly, pretty much actually all moderated, but a mix between remote and in-person. So still need to get down and explore unmoderated remote usability tests. Would be something I have yet to experience in. And then from there, you got to prepare with a test plan and script to come up with, what exactly you're going to present information for users before they take your tests. Um, and then, lastly, after you usability tests, you can start doing preference tests when you start iterating on different features and some like UI components of what color schemes or image sizes, things like that, that are most engaging and promote a quicker and better experience for users and personas to actually get the information and achieve the goals that they're using the product for. So I hope those were responsible answers to the questions asked of me, and I hope to continue building my experience and getting into answering more interview questions for you all in the future.